Hello, 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 and welcome to another one of my teleseminars. I'm really excited to do this topic, to talk about this topic today, because tomorrow is the first day in the Grow Your List series. If you guys do not know what I'm talking about, you definitely need to get into my Facebook group, the Divapreneurs chat box. I'll make sure that link is available for you. Join us because the Grow Your List series starts tomorrow. So what I've been doing yesterday, what I'm doing today is I'm getting my audience prepared, getting you guys to understand why growing your list is important. What are some of the words we're going to be using this month that you might have never heard before? I talked about that yesterday, so definitely get in the group so you can see the replay, hear the replay on that one. And today we're talking about 3 reasons why you should grow a list now. All right. So if it's your first time being in my group, if it's your first time hearing any one of my teleseminars, welcome. My name is Niala Phillip. I am a marketing and income strategist, and I work with female coaches, consultants, and service providers, teaching them how to create profitable marketing strategies for their business so they can make more of an impact and increase their income. All right. So as I said, we are working on growing our list. We're getting ready to start the Grow Your List series tomorrow, March 1st, 2017. And in this teleseminar, we're going to be talking about 3 reasons why you should be growing a list right now. Okay, so I work with a lot of coaches, and the one question I always get, even in my audience, even when I put out a post on social media and I'll be like, hey, what are you struggling with? What can I help you with? I'll answer some questions for about 15 minutes. This is one that I always get. How do I turn my followers into customers? So there's so many business owners out there right now, right, that's putting together awesome content. They're showing up every day. That's doing everything that they can do, but they're still not making any sales in their business. And they're wondering why. And if they are making sales, it's not enough. According, when they compare it to the type of work they're doing, right? It's not enough. So they're like, why? What's going on? How do I turn my followers into customers? And the answer to that, the number one answer, there's so many answers to that. Number one, though, is growing your list. Why? Because the selling goes down in the emails, all right? The selling goes down in the emails, okay? So if you're a coach, a consultant, a service provider, even if you are just a small business owner, you should be growing your list as well. Okay, if you're struggling with getting sales, then you're definitely going to learn something new in this teleseminar. If you started growing your list already, but it's not moving fast enough, this is for you. If you're thinking about starting a business, right, and you want to know what's the fast track to success, what should I do first? I would say start growing a list. The crazy thing is, if I can turn back the hands of time and go back to when I first started in my network marketing business, when I was hearing about growing a list, I knew I should have grown a list. I should have started growing a list. But I didn't know where to get started, and I did it. If I could turn back the hands of time, that is the one thing that I would have started doing from day one. I would have started doing even before I launched my company. I would have started growing my list. So if you're someone, you're thinking about it, you don't know where to start, you want to know what's the most important thing I should focus on, it is going to be growing your list, okay? All right, so let us begin. A little bit of about maybe 3 months ago, I think it was in about November of 2016, I was really sick. I got really sick. It started off with a sore throat, and then it went to an ear infection. I ended up going into the ER with a fever. Turns out I had strep throat, and I was down for almost a month. About a little bit over 3 weeks, I was down. Couldn't talk. My throat was down. Couldn't do no sales calls, no video marketing, no live streams, I was down, body weak, right? And this is something that business owners always, think about. They're always fearful of is, what if I get sick? How am I going to make money? That month, I was able to make $7,368 in passive income products alone. And what I mean by passive income products is my courses, my email funnels that I have set up in my business, my digital products, my webinar replays. These are all my passive income products that I have set up in my business. And a lot of these products came from my content. So that's just going a little step further. A lot of these products came from my content, and you can definitely do the same. But what saved me during the month of November and what allowed me to still be able to bring some money into my home was having these email funnels set up, sending out emails to my list, automated, meaning they're scheduled to go out on certain days, and sales will come in, all right? And it really, really did save me. Let's say you're a speaker and you rely on speaking to be your main source of income. And God forbid something happens, you hurt your knee or something, you can't travel, you can't get on the stage. What are you going to do? How are you going to bring money into your business? All right, so growing a list first and foremost helps you build a disaster-free business. So you don't have to be that business owner out there worried about if you're going to be able to feed your children if you were to fall sick. I have a health coach that I'm working with right now because I have health issues with my weight, and I'm really focused this year on doing better with that. And I'm working with a health coach right now, and something she always says is, if your health is not right, then all the work that you're doing right now, you're not going to be able to enjoy it. If your health is not right, then when you get those speaking engagements, you're not going to be able to go. And the same thing goes with your income. If you're not right and things are not going right with you, and you don't have this growing list, email marketing factored into your business, then things won't go well for you, okay? So this is very important. Now, number one, I hope you have your pens, your pads out. We're about to jump into the content. Number one, first reason why growing a list is very important is that social media is not promised. Social media is not promised. So I know you guys remember Blab. If you remember Blab, think for a minute, just say yes to yourself. Whoa, yes, I remember Blab. Do you guys remember Black Planet? If you're my age, you're in the 80s, coming up in the 80s, then you remember when the internet first started, one of our biggest social media platforms we had when we had our AOL dial-up, you know, right, was Black Planet. And then it went to MySpace, right? And do you guys remember these platforms? Because back in the day, these were the platforms. And what you guys have to understand, like for me, back in the days, I was selling network marketing products. I was in the network marketing world, and I was all over Black Planet, all over MySpace, promoting my products, trying to get sales, but promoting my products, using social media to promote my products, right? If we were to search right now, I'm pretty sure I would still be found on MySpace, even though MySpace is now a music platform, right? I'm pretty sure we could still find some stuff there that's online from back then. But what happens when these platforms shut down? What happened to the business owners like me who were relying on these platforms to bring in some sales into their business? What happens is that sales really failed. What happened is that the sales in these businesses was hurt because these platforms shut down. Blab, if you don't remember, it was a platform very similar to Periscope. It was a live streaming platform where people were able to join you, and you can do conference live streams. It was awesome, and people had their own shows on Blab. And then one day, it was gone. Social media is not promised. And by you growing a list and you're getting people to give you their email address, you're getting people that saying, here's my email address. Yes, I'm interested in what you're selling, what you're promoting, right? You're getting these people to say yes. You are now taking them from social media and bringing them into your personal tribe where you are able to communicate with them by sending them emails on a whim whenever you feel like it, all right? It's actually awesome, especially for some of my new business owners, some of my people who you feel like you're not making sales. Start growing that list because you don't know what it feels like to have 100 emails on a list and you put out an email where you're selling something, even if it's for $10, and you have 10 people that purchase. What happens is now you wake up with no money, and an hour later from sending this email, you have $100 in your bank account. Okay, so this is how powerful growing your list is. Now think about Facebook, okay, because I always say I believe in Facebook. I don't think Facebook is going anywhere. Of course it can happen, but I don't think it's going anywhere. What can happen, however, is that Facebook can change their guidelines. Facebook can say tomorrow, hey, business owners, we want our platform to be only about people being social. You can no longer promote on this platform unless you're paying for paid advertising. You can no longer promote your business on this platform. If this happens, what happens to all of you who's listening to me right now, who's relying on Facebook, Facebook groups, Facebook pages, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all these different social platforms that you're relying on to make your money? If it was to shut down, what happens? What happens is that your sales are hurt. Okay, so number one, social media is not promised, and that is why you should be growing a list. Now let's move on to number two. Number two, it's an easier sale. Growing a list allows you to get sales easier. How? Why? How is that possible? Well, I'll tell you. When you're sending out emails all the time, you're continuously sending emails out to your list, valuable emails that nurture them, that educates them, that entertains them, that gives them a feeling of who you are, that helps them get to know you a little more by sharing little stories about yourself. When you are continuously sending out these emails, what happens is that you are nurturing your list, and that know, like, trust factor is emerging. They're starting to know, like, and trust you. So when that happens, it's easier to get the sale. Another thing that you need in order to get sales, and I'm talking about be able to really make sales, 5 and 6 figures a month, to be able to get there, you need to establish yourself as an authority, as a leader, whether it's in your community, your online community, your offline community, your niche, whatever it is. You have to be able to establish yourself as an authority if you want to get to those levels. And I want to make myself very clear, because there are a lot of people who are doing great, and you may be making 1,000 or 2,000 in your business, which is awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. When I made my first $1,000, it felt like heaven. Okay, so it's great. But if your goal is to get to that 5, 6 mark, okay, like me, I would like to get to that 7-figure mark. I would like to feel what it feels like to do that. And if you're somebody who wants that as well, then you have to establish yourself as a leader in your niche. People have to look at you as a leader. You have to have a community of people that you are their go-to influencer in your subject, okay? So like when I think of myself, I say, wow, people come to me for Instagram marketing. They come to me for email marketing, webinar marketing. When they think of women empowerment, they think of my women's empowerment company, We Win. So you have to establish that authority factor into your business. And sending out emails is a great way to do that. Not only that, guys, okay, and I'm real, okay, I'm real. So if you never heard of me before, I'm real. Guys, if you're somebody who you're afraid to show up on social media, you're afraid of what other people is going to think if you promote your stuff, and other people who's in your industry, they might not, think you measure up. If you're thinking these things, guess what? When you're sending out an email, nobody's seeing that but you and your tribe. So it's even easier to promote your business inside of your emails. Another thing that this does for you is it helps you provide proof of your knowledge, proof of your expertise, which helps establishes you as a leader, as an authority. It is very important to establish that know, like, and trust factor within your audience to get them to make that purchase. And growing your list allows you to do that. Now, I want you to think about Macy's. If you're anything like me, then you probably shop in Macy's, one of my favorite stores. And Macy's, if you're on their email list, you get at least 2 to 3 emails from them every week. And minimum, you're getting a weekly newsletter. On the weekend, it usually comes Friday or Saturday with all the sales that they're having in the store for the weekend, okay? Now, Macy's does not only send those type of emails out. If you guys are on their main list, they also send, what's in for the season, the different trends, what colors go with what. They send information about fashion, okay? They nurture their list, all right? And what happens is on the weekend when they send their sales email, if the sale is good, their store is filled with people shopping all weekend. This happens through them growing a list. And what I need you to understand, now I'm getting into the mindset. What I need you to understand is you are a company. You are a brand just like Macy's. You are a company that is selling products and services. Now, if an establishment, a company like Macy's can be growing their list, why aren't you? It's actually easier. All right, now let's move on to number 3. Number 3, growing your list helps you keep in contact with people. Now, as a entrepreneur, as a small business owner, one of the things that's really important in our business is that we do networking, whether it's online or offline. We do a lot of networking, meeting new people in our businesses, doing collaborations, joint ventures, supporting people's events. And whenever you do that, you're meeting someone, right? You're meeting someone, you're getting emails, you're getting business cards, you're getting telephone numbers. And a lot of times we struggle with keeping up with those things. So if you're not going, when you get home, if you're not going into your email database right away and put this information in, a lot of times you lose these people. A lot of times you don't stay in contact with those people. Social media helps, yes, but to make that that really personal touch with a person, you should want to send them a text message or send them an email. I could just give you a little tip of something that I do is when I meet people at networking events, I have a folder under my Facebook friends where it says networking, and I put people in there. So once a week or once every other week, whenever I'm on my schedule putting out my posts and my networking emails, I would just send a quick Facebook message to everybody and just say, hey, just checking in. How are you doing? This is something that as a genuine network marketer or an online marketer, because that's really what we are, as someone who's marketing their business, their products, their services online, right? You need to be able to keep in contact with people, and growing your list allows you to do that. Sending out emails allows you to do that. It helps you keep in contact with them. Sometimes your DMs get real busy, Sometimes you get so many messages that you don't even remember to go back to that person that may have asked you a question. And having that list allows you to keep in contact with these people. Now, another thing is it's a sure way that you don't miss out on these leads that you need. These leads that's coming into your business that's going to help you make sales. It's a sure way on not missing out, especially if you set up email series, meaning maybe 10 or 15. It's as much as you want emails set up to go out every week or twice a week, and it's on an automated system and it's scheduled. So you know that God forbid, if anything was to happen, if anything was to change in your life, you are still staying in contact with your peeps, okay? So today we talked about 3 reasons why you should grow a list now. The first reason is that social media is not promised, okay? The second reason is that it's an easier sale. Growing your list is an easier sale. It helps you make the sales a lot easier. And number 3, it allows you to keep in contact with people who you meet, whether online or offline, which again allows you to bring in more sales into your business, okay? So if you have any questions about what we talked about today, I want you to use the chat box. Definitely drop your questions definitely join me in my Facebook group in the Deeperpreneurs chat box so you can become a part of our community and join us for the Grow Your List series that's beginning tomorrow, okay? Again, if you have any questions, drop it. I would definitely answer your questions. And last but not least, share this out. So if you have a friend, if you have a fellow deeperpreneur, entrepreneur who you know that needs to be growing a list right now and they need this information, definitely share this seminar out and let them get the information. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Our next lesson, we're going to be talking about my favorite list building tools. So I hope you are ready for that, because any great physician has great tools that they use, right? So our next lesson, we're going to be talking about the tools that I love to use to build my list. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to share, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.